The Israeli army possesses very accurate, smart weapon. I want your camera to show this. These are children. Tonight, last night, you know who these are? These are the grandchildren of Dr. Ahmed Bahar, the deputy head of the Palestinian elected parliament or assembly.
To be fair,
just 1 second, please. 1 second,
Mr. Michel, I'm not asking you about what Israel is doing to your people. I'm asking you what happened on that day.
This is an important. This is a beheaded. This is the grandchild of Dr. al-Bahar. Today, please allow me 1 minute. Today, now we are on the 18th day of this conflict. In 17 days, Israel in 408 hours killed 1,800 children. So every 18 minutes there is a child being killed by Israel. This destruction happened to civilian blocks. Now half of the Gaza population is homeless. Then somebody, the President of the United States, leaders of Europe come to Tel Aviv. They do not
but none of this,
Mr.
Michel. But none of that would have happened if you had not attacked the kibbutzes, if you had not gone into civilian areas and targeted civilians and taken civilian hostages.
They are not hostages. First. Secondly, I told you.
Whatever you call them, captives, guests, whatever. Will you let them go? What have they done?
I said we will release them, and Al-Qassam brigades announced that. But now they are distributed in different locations. Israel has killed more than 22 of them because of the destruction it has caused. So therefore, if Netanyahu was keen on their safety, if the Europeans and the Americans are keen on their safety, let them force Israel to stop its aggression, to stop this genocide, this brutal war crimes which are committed every day. Yesterday, only 400 victims in one night, Dominic. Let them stop this aggression, and you will find the mediators like Qatar and some Arab countries like Egypt and others. They will find a way to have them released, and we'll send them to their homes.
Did you mean to take civilian hostages? Did you intend to do that? Or was that a mistake, taking so many civilians, and civilians from countries all around the world?
I said this happened within the situation of a battle. Al-Qassam fighters focused on the army officers and rank and file to exchange them for the 5,500 prisoners we have. We have hundreds of children, women. We have some people who spend 45 years in Israeli prisons. Dominic, please try and understand me. This is a message. Hamas, this is not a battle between Israel and Hamas. This is a battle between Israel as an occupier and the Palestinian people.
Not asking about that. I'm asking about the hostages. I'm asking about your captives, Mr. Michel.
Please, Dominic, please. Western media talks about being objective, but you have to apply them, honestly. Like you apply them to Rwanda, genocide was there. Netanyahu is committing genocide. Our cause is a cause of liberation. You do not look at the latest developments. You tend conveniently to forget the crimes upon which Israel was founded in 1948. The Palestinian people want freedom. Yasser Arafat negotiated with them. He made peace with them. They poisoned him. They killed him. Abu Mazen is left helpless because they don't want to.
So all of that justifies what you did on October the 7th, going into civilian places, taking civilians hostage, killing civilians, taking old women, taking children. All of that is justified by what Israel did. Is that right? You're saying an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Do two wrongs make a right?
You, Dominic, insist on the same narrative. This is what Israel has done. Occupation, assaults on Al-Aqsa, assaults on children, massacres. This is what made them fight their soldiers, as I told you before.
But they are killers.
But on that day, we saw your fighters killing women, killing children, taking old women. Are you saying, let me ask you, was that a mistake? Did you go too far? You couldn't control your fighters? Because you talked about the military operation, the attacks on the civilians, the 250 dead at that music festival. They were attacked deliberately by fighters in paragliders. We've seen the pictures. Was that intentional or was that a mistake? Because you say you were only attacking the military, but clearly many civilians were targeted, killed, kidnapped and tortured that day.
Dominic, please listen to me well. The elite forces of Hamas on the dawn of the 7th of October attacked the barracks and positions of the Gaza division, defeated them in 7 years. They went to other
Yes,
places.
We've heard about the military achievement. We've heard about. I'm
civilians.
asking you about the civilians, the attacks on the civilians. Please answer that, Mr. Mashal.
Never, Dominic. You insist on adopting the Israeli narrative.
It's not Israeli. It's the pictures we've seen on Al Jazeera. Palestinian journalists have filmed Hamas fighters going to civilian places, attacking civilians. I'm asking you, please answer. Was that intended? Was it calculated? Or was it a mistake? Did your men go too far that day?
I'm telling you very specifically, the elite forces of Al-Qassam did not kill civilians. With the admission of Israeli women in the Israeli media as a result of the fire exchange and by the bullets of the Israeli.
Why are they in kibbutzes? Hamas bandanas, they're in kibbutzes, civilian places, looking for civilians.
Let me finish my sentence, please. If there was any killing, this definitely was not intended, definitely. You seem to forget on this and focus on this and forget more than 5,000 Palestinian martyrs in 17 days, more than 1,800 children. Is it really reasonable that the Western mind, which always talks about equality, justice, objectivity, human rights, please allow me to continue, sees only these partial details and forgets about the big picture? I ask you a question. Netanyahu failed militarily on the 7th of October. One huge division was defeated. What did Netanyahu do in 17 days? He kills Palestinians in Gaza, scorched land policies. He is doing nothing but revenge. How many military targets did they achieve, Netanyahu, in 17 days? Why the world? Why Biden? Let me tell you, please. Every leader, American or Western, who came to Tel Aviv during the war to support Israeli crimes and conveniently ignores these crimes on Gaza and only cries for Israeli. They have no ethics.
So you said the killing of civilians was not intended. But they went to Reim, they went to this music festival, a civilian place, not a military place at all. They killed 250 people. They dragged people out of their cars. They killed them in their cars. We've seen the video evidence. They slaughtered people. They were running away in their hundreds away from the gunmen. That was all not intentional. That was just a mistake. And how did you feel when you watched that? Your own fighters, your own people doing that to innocent civilians. Were you ashamed?
No, I feel proud that our Palestinian people for 75 years under Israeli occupation did not surrender, did not raise the white flag and still fighting Israel. And allow me to speak, please, that Britain, US, the countries who founded Israel and still support it in its crime should feel ashamed when they see 1,800 children, 5,000 martyrs in 17 days, and they still being hypocritical and using double standards.
So you were proud that day? Mr. Mashal, I don't want to see any more pictures of what Israel's doing. I'm asking what you did to Israel. You felt proud that day to watch Palestinian gunmen killing innocent people with no weapons just there to celebrate music. Did you I want to clarify this. You felt proud. Your emotion on October the 7th was pride. Was it revenge or pride, or did you feel a bit of pity for those poor Israeli civilians being killed defenseless civilians being killed in cold blood.
You, Dominic, you go against the public opinion in Britain. This is an opinion poll in UK on the 19th of October. 58% support a ceasefire, 18%, 76 in total, three-quarters of the British public opinion support a ceasefire. Why? This means they do not adopt the Israeli narrative, which was proven to be false. Biden himself admitted that the beheadings did not take place. So if the British public opinion sees that the war should be stopped because it does not adopt what Israel is saying, why are you for 15 minutes still asking the same questions? I'm sure the Israeli presenter, if he was to discuss this with me, he would have listened to what the Israelis are saying, that the Israeli police and Israeli army killed the civilians.
Also in Britain, there are families sitting, waiting desperately for news about their loved ones, and people around the world. What is your message to them? Can you say anything to make them feel better?
I told you, I said these are civilians who are in Gaza. They are our guests. We are eager to release them. All what is required is prepare the right conditions to move them from where they are so that they are not killed by Israeli bombardment. Dominic, what Israel has thrown by way of bombs on Gaza is the equivalent of what was thrown on Afghanistan in 10 years, in 17 days. This is a crime. Stop this destruction, and the families in America, US, or everywhere, or Thailand, or other nationalities, they receive their loved ones, as you saw the two American ladies.
Is there any way out you can offer today to Israel, to anyone else, that can see an end to this? Or is this just going to go on forever and ever? And is it always the other side's fault?
No, there is an exit. Definitely it's the fault of the occupation, definitely. But the exit can be in two stages. First, regarding this current conflict, this criminal war on Gaza, bombardment and aggression on Gaza should stop, and Israel should cease forcefully removing the people of Gaza from the northern parts to the southern or to Egypt. All crossing points should be opened. Aid should be allowed to enter. The Gaza should be provided with water, electricity, supplies, medical. Otherwise, if this happened and there's a ceasefire, we will come back to the big question: what was the root cause of what happened? We will say it's the occupation, so Israel should withdraw from the occupied land. Then we'll have a window of opportunity and a real opportunity. Apart from that, if our people remain under occupation led by Netanyahu, Smotrich, Ben Gvir, destroying everything, forcefully expelling people, killing and maiming, this is not acceptable. Dominic, this is in brief the solution. This is very simple, this is logical, this is rational. We want to live without occupation. This is normal, natural, and reasonable. Anybody in any continent will not accept living under occupation. These are natural feelings. You do not need to teach a child how they should love their home or live in liberty and dignity. This is part and parcel of being a human being. Our people we hate aggression but do not accept it against us.